Hi everyone, today I'm here with my O.W.L.s 2020 TBR. I've decided not to go with any particular career, but what I've done is picked up 12 books for 12 different O.W.L.s, and then I'm just gonna choose whenever I'm in the mood for one book or another, just start that one and just see which career that would go for at the end. So yeah, the first O.W.L. is Ancient Runes, and for that we're studying Heart Rune, and so the prompt is heart on the cover or in the title. For that one I went with The Foundling by Stacey Holt, which is a historical fiction. It is the author of The Familiars. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know that it is set in the 18th century and it's got something to do with Foundling, which is a place for basically orphans. That's all I know. But it's got heart on the cover. Next one is Arithmetic, and for that one we are studying magical qualities of number 2, and so balanced and opposite. And the prompt for that is read something outside of your favourite genre. My favourite genre would be historical fiction, but this particular book I think it's more like romance, and this is out of my normal genre. And the book of my choice is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm sure all of you by now know what this book is about. I think it explains it's like a movie star in the book, and it's her story and a story about her 7 husbands. That's all I know. Next is Astronomy, Night Classes. Read the majority of the book when it's dark. For that one I thought it would make more sense to read something short, so I've chosen Ghost of the Nightingale by 2 different authors, Diana Gorman and Patrick J. Gorman. This is, I believe, a historical fiction set in period of World War II. I believe it's from a perspective of a Jewish person and his short life. Next one is Care of Magical Creatures, and the creature that we're studying is Hippogriff. And so the prompt is creature with a beak on the cover. For that one I'm going with The Glass Woman by Caroline Leah. So this one is like a retelling of Jane Eyre, a little bit like it, but set in Iceland. Next O.W.L.s is Charms, Lemus Maximus, and for that we're using, and the prompt is The White Cover. The whitest book that I could find on my TBR is If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura. I'm really into Japanese literature lately, so this is perfect. I don't know a lot about this one. I know that there's a man who is, I think, dying, and one day he makes a deal with the devil so that he'll prolong his life by one day if he gets rid of one bad thing in the world. Next one, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and we're learning about Grindlows. The prompt is book set at sea or coast. For that one, the only one I could find is Viper, Isles of Storm and Sorrow by Bex Hoggan. This is one of those fairy-loot books that I've got. Don't know a lot about it, it's just a young adult fantasy. That's pretty much all I know. Next one is Divination, Third Eye. The prompt for this one is assign numbers to your TBR and use random number generator to pick your read. So the thing that I got the spot for this exam is The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. This is the author of the book The House with Chicken Legs, which I really enjoyed. So this one is another Russian inspired middle grade fantasy. Then we've got Herbology, Mimblus Mimbletonia. Title starts with an M. The Morning Gift by Eva Ibbotson. I've had this book for such a long time. It's been on so many TBRs. I don't know if I'm going to get to this one this month in April, but we'll see. But all I know is a young adult, beautifully written historical fiction. Don't know anything else about this one because it was my blind date with a book. History of Magic, Witch Hunt. Book featuring witches or a wizard. The Lost Magician by Piers Torday. It is another middle grade fantasy. Again, I don't really know a lot about it. I just know that there's a library which this magician created and he's disappeared, and there are children, our main characters, who are trying to find out what happened to him. And I believe they go to this library in which they basically can enter any worlds, any imaginary world or something like that. Muggle Studies, book from a perspective of a muggle or a contemporary. For that one I've got The Forest of Wool and Steel by Natsu Miyashita. This one is my recent purchase, again a Japanese book. This one intrigued me because it's got piano on the cover and it's got something to do with music. Our main character just discovered piano, and it's his journey on learning it, I think. So I'm into piano, so I think that would be a perfect book for me. I apologise if the angle's changed, I just had to go and do something with the camera. Anyway, I've got 2 more hours to go through, and so the first one is Potions, Shrinking Solution, book under 150 pages, and for that one I'm going with another Japanese book, The Guest Cat by Takashi Hiraide. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's a really tiny book. It's only 140 pages, so it's perfect for this one. But in this one we follow a married couple who've been married for a few years now, and they don't really talk to each other because they haven't got a lot to say to each other. And so one day a cat enters their life. She comes and goes, but then it kind of starts their conversations again. They start talking to each other about the things that the cat did and things like that. And so I'm assuming they kind of get back to the point that they used to before. So it sounds like a really cute story, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the last one is Transfiguration, an Imagus lecture, book or series that includes shape shifting. For that, I've decided to go with a Russian fantasy. It is in Russian, so I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to explain it really well. I'll show you the cover. So it's this. I hope you can see it well enough. If I translate the title, it will be Professional Werewolf. So it does include shape-shifting, and the authors are Andrei Bilenin and Galina Chorne. So this is a humorous Russian fantasy. It's very Russian based, which I really enjoy. I believe I read this book when I was a teenager or a child. Ages ago I read this one, but I can't remember a thing about it. I used to love this author and his books, so I'm looking forward to it. In this one we basically follow our main character, who is a young girl who one day she comes back from somewhere really late or something, and then she gets attacked by this monster. But somebody saved her from the monster, but I believe the monster scratched her, so now she's slowly turning into a werewolf. And there's her and this guy who I believe might have saved her. They go through an adventure to find a cure, but for that they've got to go through different times and different fantasy worlds or something like that. I can't remember, but it sounds really cool, so hopefully I will enjoy it. I really don't know what I'll be able to read, what career I'll go for in the end, but like I said, we'll just have to see what I'm in the mood for, because I don't want to restrict myself in April. I'm just gonna go with the mood, whichever book I think I'm in the mood to read, like I said before. So yeah, I'm really excited for April. Hopefully I'll get a lot done, because I've been slumping this month majorly. Let me know if you're participating in the O.W.L.s as well. Let me know what your TBR is. If you've got a video done, please link it down below. I'd like to watch that as well, because I love O.W.L.s TBR. This is like the most exciting thing of the year for me, to be honest, I think. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!